Hello bookworms, I'm doing another treat for your bookshelves, but longer pile because it's going to be chapter books, not books. So there's loads of them here. We're going to probably do all 14 of them like that. I'm not even sure how many they are, but anyway, yes. So let's start. First book I want to talk about is Harley, Hitch and the Iron Forest by Vashti Hardy and illustrated by George Ahlberg. I really enjoyed this book because it's such a nice book, and also there's Harley Hitch makes a friend at school called Cosmo, and he's right here, and he is a warrior, not a warrior, like a warrior, like that feeling, like me, because I worry a lot, and he worries a lot as well. So it really reminded me of me, and I said to my mum that he's my new worry buddy now because he worries as much as me. So I really recommend this, highly recommended. And yeah, it was just really great. The next book I would like to talk about is The Lost Spells by Robert Macfarlane and Jackie Morris. I really would recommend this book because the illustrations, oh, they are beautiful, look. And also, I definitely know this one here, here of a red fox, and it is beautiful. And it's not there. I'll definitely find it here. It looks so realistic, and it's just amazing. The eyes, the colour. I think this is made out of watercolour, the way it's made, and it's just so beautiful, so, and it's just amazing. So I really would recommend this book, and it's full of poems, so I would really recommend this. Next book I would like to talk about is Darwin's Dragons by Lindsey Galvin. I say Lindsey because it has an A, but it's Lindsey. And illustrated by Gordy Wright, even though there's not that many illustrations. There's one in every chapter, but I really would recommend this book because we just finished reading this and it is so remarkable. It's just amazing. It's so detailed and it's a great book to read. Some of it was a bit hard because this is set in the 19s, so 1980s. No, yeah, in the olden days. So it was quite a bit hard to understand, but I did get there in the end. And I really love Darwin. I think that's Darwin, and I like it at the end where he gets swooped up and picked up by the grown-up Farthing, because grown-up Covington's the main character in this book. So I have no idea why it says Darwin. I think it should say Covington, but it's just a name. So yeah, I would really recommend this book, and yeah, it's really great. The next book I'd like to talk about is Please Mrs. Butler by Allan, Ahlberg and illustrated by Fritz Wegner. I find these poems really funny, especially Please Mrs. Butler. I'm going to read that one to you quickly because it's not that long. Please, Mrs. Butler, this boy Derek Drew keeps copying my work. Miss, what shall I do? Don't sit in the hall, dear. Go and sit in the sink. Take your books on the roof, my lamb. Do whatever you think. Please, Mrs. Butler, this boy Derek Drew keeps taking my rubber. Miss, what shall I do? Keep it in your hand, dear. Hide it up your vest. Swallow it if you like, my love. Do what you think's best. Please, Mrs. Butler, this boy Derek Drew. He keeps calling me rude names. Miss, what shall I do? Look, he's up in the cupboard, dear. Run away to see. Do whatever you can, my flower, but don't ask me. I find these poems really funny, and it's just great. I really like the illustrations in it as well, but the writing is really, really nice. So I would really recommend these books because there's a lot of poems in it. Well, it's a book of poems. So what am I saying? It's got poems in it, but writing. That's just Next book I would like to talk about is The Witches by Roald Dahl. And illustrated by Quentin Blake. I bet a lot of you have heard of this because Roald Dahl is very, very famous. And I felt very sad that he had passed away. And I just felt really sad about that. So, yeah. Witches is so good to read. It just made me keep on wanting to read it because of how much it was so interesting. But it was also scary when she took off her mask, and the illustration of it was really, really scary. You see that hideous head? You see that? This is when she had the mask on, which looks a lot better. Then, that's this. That's that. The hideous to the cleanest. At some point I was like, no, it was like this, now. And I was like, then sometimes I was like, keep reading. So I would really recommend this. There's not that many illustrations in it, but there is illustrations in it, and it's one of my favourite Roald Dahl stories. The next book I would like to talk about is Happy Narwhalidays by Ben Clanton, and it's a Noel and Jelly book, and it also is illustrated by Ben Clanton as well. It's just so funny because they get to meet the mermicorn, and it's so fun. And yeah, it's just really lovely. Yeah, it is, because it's quite fun. I'm trying to find the light. So this is a song that they sing. Follow me in merry measure, la 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 la. While I tell of you. Wait, oh, that's the right song anyway. It's just really, really funny as well because they keep on giving each other presents. And I like the Mean Dream Jelly Bean by Narwhal and Jelly, where there's a super wolf and a super strawberry. And they always have to save the day of Mean Green Jelly Bean. So it's just really, really fun. there are illustrations in here, but there is writing as well. Another treat for your bookshelf will be How to Train Your Dragon, a hero's guide to deadly dragons by Cressida Cowell. I really love this book because of the Dragonese dictionary at the back. Well, we'll forget about it for now, but yeah, I really did enjoy this book because of that, and this is particularly why I liked it. But I would really recommend this whole series because he always has to find some lost items that he doesn't actually know that he needs to look for. And I think in this one it's its birthday. So yeah. The next book I would like to talk about is The Incomplete Guide of Dragons by Cressida Cowell. I really love this book because there's so much to know about dragons, and also that that at the back it tells you what, like, so cave dragons, brain pickers are the type of dragon, and if you follow these symbols and you go to this page over here, and then you find all the symbols and you follow on there, then you can so it's dragon side in rebellion, and it's got super hearing, and it's non-trainable. It's extra scary, talons of horse, so 4 of them, and it speaks Dragonese, and it's got super smell. So I would really recommend this book because it teaches you all about the dragons, and it comes with some cards as well. So I would really recommend this book. The next book I would like to talk about is The Worst Witch Strikes Again by Jill Murphy and illustrated by Jill Murphy. I really like this book because Mildred meets Maud, a new classmate, but Miss Hardroom is always very stern, and I don't really like Miss Hardroom. I don't really like Ethel as well because she always gets them into trouble. No, actually, wait. No, I think she meets Maud in this one. I can't remember. But it is really fun to read, and I would really recommend the whole series. Another bookshelf treat that I'd like to talk about is The Truth Pixie by Haig and illustrated by Chris Mould. It is quite funny, but also it is quite sad as well because the curse that the Truth Pixie it has is that she has to tell the truth all the time, and because she tells the truth all the time, no other pixies want to be her friend. But in the end, she meets this lovely little girl, and they help each other out. Also, I really like the Truth Pixie because there's a little mouse in her hair, which is really cute. So yeah, I really would recommend this series, and yeah, it's just amazing because Haig is a brilliant writer. The next book I would like to talk about is Banana, All the Fun of the Fair by Sophy Henn and illustrated by Sophy Henn. I really enjoyed this book because Banana does really go angry. And I love this page because the announcer does this. Someone has handed in some lost marbles that they think might belong to Mrs. Farquhar. Has Mrs. Farquhar lost her marbles? And Banana returned them, I think. And I felt really sad for Jeannie, I think her name is. Yeah, I think it is. And because she goes to do a clothing dress up contest, and she has balloon for a great costume made out of balloons, but sadly the person next to her is a hedgehog, and it pokes the balloons, and the dog that Mrs. Farquhar has, she scares the dog, and it was really sad because she couldn't enter it anymore, and Mrs. Farquhar's granddaughter won it. Of course she did, and she got a massive teddy bear, which Jeannie really wanted. So I felt quite sad for her, and it was just really funny as well. So yeah, I really would recommend this book. The next book I'd like to talk about is Pages in Co. Tilly and the Bookwanderers by Anna James, illustrated by Paola Escobar. I really would recommend this book because book wandering is basically where you go inside a book, and I really, really want to go inside a book and book wander. You get to meet the characters. There's always a problem going on, so Tilly has to fix it. So I would really recommend this book. And one of her favourite characters she likes to go and see is Alice in Wonderland and Anne of Green Gables. So I would really, 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 really recommend this book. The next book I would like to talk about is Amelia, Fang and the Half Moon Holiday by Laura Ellen Anderson and illustrated by Laura Ellen Anderson. I would really recommend this book because it's so funny, and it made me cry because of how happy it was. Because there was this poor man here, and he got split up with his wife, but in the end he does return back to her after 1,000 years, I think it was, and it was quite nice because they got to get turned into like mermaid and sea creatures, and I thought that was really funny. So yeah, and I would really recommend this book. The next book I would like to talk about is Clarice Bean, Utterly Me by Lauren Child and illustrated by Lauren Child. I would really recommend this book because it is really, really funny, and poor Clarence Bean, she always gets in trouble with her teacher, no matter what she does. Even if she didn't do it, she always gets in trouble. And also that she has a lot of work doing on her house, but also her family don't have much money, and she has this really annoying brother which is really, really annoying because you can never watch Ruby Redfall in peace unless she's at Betty's house because of her annoying brother, which she calls Twit, because he's so annoying. But yeah, I would really recommend this book because it's really funny, and the blurb just says, I utterly can't sit still. So yeah, would really recommend this book. If you want a really big treat for your bookshelf, get this one. I would really recommend the whole series, but it's this one in particular that the bookshelf wants. And it is Never and Forever by Cressida, Cowell, and it's a part of the Wizards of Once series. It is the last book of the Wizards of Once series, and it is really good because there's this person called Tsar and this person called Wish, and they are very, very, very great characters, and they have to get they got to get Ankanzo and Sycorax together, which is Zar's dad is Ankanzo and Wish's mum is Sycorax, and because they fell in love with each other, and that's what made Ankanzo's heart turn to stone. And because of that, Wish has magic, because the warriors aren't supposed to have magic, wizards are, but because they fell in love with each other but didn't get married, she has magic. So yeah, they have to reunite their parents in this very dangerous journey, and they have to make it alive. But poor Bodkin, Wish's bodyguard, he's so frightful because every time he's scared, so he goes, that's what he does, and it's not helping at all. Because nearly every single part of the quest is scary, and if he slept the whole way, it'll be no help. I also like Wish's enchanted spoon, and in this book you get to find out who the narrator is, but I'm not going to spoil it. So if you're like, please can you tell us how it is? The answer now is no. I'm not going to tell you unless you've read it. So yeah, that's the answer to that question very quickly and easily. The last book that we get to talk about today is Roald Dahl's George's Marvellous Medicine, written by Roald Dahl and illustrated by Quentin Blake. It's one of my favourite Roald Dahl stories because Charlie met, why did I say Charlie for? I meant George. He makes medicine for his grandma, but he makes her really, really tall and skinny. Because she's really mean to him. So she goes really, really tall and really, really thin and crashes out of the roof. So, yes, and it's quite troubling. And he just made it in the kitchen. It was quite funny and it was amazing. So yeah, I would really recommend this book. That's all the books I get to talk about today, bookworms. And if you're wondering what all these books are, they'll definitely be in the comments below. And also, if you're looking for even more books to look for, we'll be letting my Instagram link be below, and so then you can look at so many reviews for so many books. And also if you really want a big treat for your bookshelf, definitely choose one of these books. So yeah, that's all I need to talk about today, bookworms, and I'll see you very, very, very soon. Bye!